Shabby Chic circle flowers. We're going to be making these flowers. They're so beautiful, look at that. But they're so simple to make. And not only am I going to show you how to make them, but I'm going to show you one of my secrets I discovered. And this, I have never ever seen it before, but we're going to use a special tool. A hairpin. You may think I'm crazy, but I'm really not. This really works well. What I'm going to start with today is showing you, this is like a cotton material. It's got a slight rosy color to it. And I'm going to show you how to tear it. Tearing, if you're using cotton, it does tear very well. Look, all I did was cut it first with scissors about the right length. Then you just rip it apart. Rip it. This one is approximately about 3 to 4 inches wide, and as long as my fabric material was. Okay, now I'm going to cut this into, because it's a little bit thicker, we're going to start with 2 cotton type materials for this flower. So I'm going to make it approximately 10 inches wide, since I need to cut a little piece off. Approximately 10 inches wide. Most cotton material, you could do this too. Now, if you're going to make this one and you want it to look shabby, see on this one how I have all these frays, then this is a good time to actually take the time and shabby it up, pulling the strings off of it. This is this one. This, I found it in my stash, and I got this stash from my sister, and it looks like it was a brand new old men's shirt type or a woman's shirt type. So you can use brand new fabric, or you can use an old shirt, something, or a shirt that you have in the closet you've never worn. Remember, this is Shabby Chic. You can do whatever you want. So this is about 4 inches wide by approximately 10 inches long. I'm going to show you how to use my miracle device now. Here we go. I have a hairpin, and I put a piece of string on it first. I like to put the string on it first when I'm doing these. You're going to think I'm crazy, but it's really, really easy to do. You put your pin right in the center of your fabric. If you want, you can fold it over to make sure it's in the center. It'll help that it's in the center when you're done. And then all you do is pull it down and you start gathering it. Like when you're sewing fabric. I'm still on my videos of no sew flowers, and I discovered how to do these because my mind was just going, and I was trying to think, how can I do no sew flowers so I can do them with children? And all of a sudden it hit me, how can I gather it without sewing it? And this came to me. You see me gathering that? You gather it. So I just pull it nice and tight. At this point, I like to look at it and see that it's sort of still even in reference to how the center. Okay, then you grab your yarn. You don't have to put the yarn on first. You can put it on afterwards. I'll probably do one that I do afterwards, maybe 2, because I might make a mistake. And I usually go here. I feel like I'm all thumbs because I'm doing it in the air for you, so you can see what I'm doing. See, I just did the first tie you do when you're tying your shoes. And usually I do that and I make it kind of snug, and that's when I usually remove the pin, because now it's being held together with my string. and then I pull tight. The string I'm using is a cotton string. You can use a rubber band if you want. Might be a little hard to wrap it, but you can use just some yarn. You can use a piece of wire even. I don't like to use wires because I never know where I'm going to use my flowers, if I'm going to put them on a headband for a baby or if I'm going to put them in a project. And I do make a lot of like pieces of flowers ahead of time. And so all you do is you kind of just pull it out. And this actually is much easier to center this flower. The flowers I showed you last time, we used very thin fabric, but this will work. This kind will work for this kind of fabric. So let's say that this bothers you here and it's open. Guess what? All you do is like when you do your other flowers, you just glue it there and then it should stay. But really, it doesn't really bother me, but it's up to you. You can glue that if you want. But that is how easy it was to make this center flower. If something bothers you about it, it's okay for you to take it and trim it a little more. But realize that if you miss the center, you can actually still pull it so that it's centered. You see that? Now, this one this one is the same as this one. I use the same fabric. It's about 4 inches wide. I wanted you to see that you could make them a little bit larger and then use them as the base for another flower. Oh, here's another. This one's actually a circle flower also, so it could be the base for that. If you make this smaller, we could have trimmed it. Could trim it smaller also. Here, this one will work better. I'll show you this probably in 2 videos. It's a little more fluffy. Okay, there you go. There's one. Then I have another one ready. I'm not gonna. And it's also a cotton material, AlaLiz. This one I think is closer to 3 inches. Yes. This one is closer to 3 inches, so it's not going to be as large as that one. It doesn't have to be exactly the same width. You can switch it around. So you want to get it about approximately the center. Here you go, showing you again. And there you go. These are the circle flowers. I will be showing you some that have a little bit of a petal. Here's that same one with a bit of a petal. Here's this one is flat. It has a bit of a petal. I'll show you that on the next video. I'm trying to make my videos shorter, so here we go. So you do the same thing. Oh, I thought I lost my string. Here it is. I'm grabbing that string. Here we go. I'm trying to make my videos under 15 minutes. So that's very difficult for me to do because I have so much to show you. Like right now, we're already at 8 minutes. So I'm going to make the other 2 and then I'm going to finish this off and show you how beautiful these look. Oh, I just messed that one up. I knotted it before I took this out. No, maybe I didn't mess it up. It actually looks pretty good. It needs to be, I think it needs to be tighter. So if you mess it up like that, don't take it apart. I make my yarn long enough so that if I mess it up, I can just look, see how loose I tied this one? Look how loose that is. Yeah. It's because I was talking and I just started knotting it without thinking. But I like to show you my errors. I like to show you when I make a mistake because you shouldn't get frustrated with your mistakes. Instead, just see that you just have to re-knot it, and that's all I'm doing. I'm re-knotting it because I like to make my string just a lot longer so that can happen. Okay, here we go. So now just to fluff it up. See, even this one could probably use less if you want it to just be a small flat one. It's pretty fluffy. It was the same length as the other one, but the different fabrics will work a little bit different. And if you're going to make more than one of the same, you see that? That was so simple, wasn't it? And I love the way it makes it so easy to do this with the hair clip. The hair clip just makes it so easy. You can also just do it with your fingers. I was doing that at first, and I was just going like this, but I was thinking children won't be able to do that. You know, just gathering it up like this with my fingers and then knotting it. But yeah, so this one doesn't have a string on it. I'm going to make 2 more for you with no strings, and these are going to be the thinner fabric. So I like to do it like this. I don't know if you can see that, but I kind of just put it and I push it down. If it starts getting stuck, you are able to bend the flatter part of your pen a little bit with a pair of pliers. I use a needle nose plier, and on some of them sometimes depends on my fabric. The fabric that gets stuck on me are laces. So here, you see that? So this kind of gives you an idea of what the roundness is going to look like. See? I'm going to cut some more string. I didn't make enough. Here we go. Cut enough for 2 since I have 2 more to make. Here we go. There. So you can place it over the pin if you forget. You don't have to take it all apart. Sometimes I think it's easier this way. So this is a thinner fabric again, but it makes such a beautiful. And this fabric here, it melts very well. I've used it in another video. And when I make our projects, I will be taking a lot of these flowers that I've made here, and I'll be combining them together to make something beautiful like my other projects. So these I'm going to go just do them just so you can see how easy that was. Okay, now I have a piece of lace that I'm going to do. Now the lace is the one that can get stuck. So on this one I have a piece, I have my pin, and I actually have bent it just to help a little bit. I just used a pair of needle nose pliers and just bent that just a little. Putting the lace on. Again, I like to just do it like this. I stand it up and just pull, because I have done this before and got that lace stuck on it. I see, like that. See, it sticks or goes through. So this one you probably need to do a little bit slower. I have some type of string mixed in here. You need to do it just a little bit slower. There you go. I'm Liz from Crafty Devotion. I will be doing another video after this one, and it will be showing you how to put those petals in and make it with petals. Along with these petal flowers, we will also be introduced to another little gadget that you can use to assist you in this flower making. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe and share on your Facebook, share with your friends. Thank you very much. You don't have to sew. You can teach your children to do it. You can have a class and teach a lot of children to do it. Children, when they make these, look how pretty that is. Isn't that beautiful? This is Liz with Crafty Devotion. I'll see you next time.